There are 7 hidden features inside Higgsfield, but very few people actually talk about them. So in today's video, I'm going to show you how to unlock each one and gain real AI superpowers. Because once you know all these 7 features, you'll create professional AI content faster than you thought it's even possible. If you've ever wondered how some people generate Hollywood quality films without much effort, this is their secret. So that's why I'm going to walk you through each one and teach you how to use them to become a master. First, I'll go over the features that will significantly improve your image quality, because we both know that reference images are the core of all AI content. The reality is, if you don't know how to generate professional looking photos from the start, nothing else will work no matter how hard you try. It's like being the best chef in the world, but trying to cook a recipe with expired ingredients. The food will definitely be bad. So let's go over to Higgsfield and show you the key features for creating high quality images. If you don't have an account yet, I'll leave a link in the description below where you can sign up. Now once you log in, this is the home page you'll see. Simply click image on the top and you're now in the image generation space. Here, you have a few options you can play with, but the most important aspect is the AI image generator you use. And honestly, this is where beginners mess up. They simply don't know which one to choose, so they end up with average results. The simplest method I use when picking one is this. If you want to create an ultra-realistic image, select Nano Banana 2. If you want to get artistic and more stylized looks, pick Seedream 5.0. And when you need to generate images of yourself using character features, go with Higgsfield Soul. This is the exact method professionals use for their images. Now for my photo, I want to create a young woman exploring an erupting volcano. So for this, I'll select Nano Banana 2, which will generate an ultra-realistic image. For the resolution, I'll go with 16:9 and select 4K to get the best quality possible. I'll paste in this prompt, and here is the result we get back. As you can see, it's already looking pretty good, but what do you do if you want to change something about it? Do you tweak the prompt and regenerate, hoping that the AI will keep everything intact and modify only what you asked for? Honestly, this is not a great strategy, because most of the time, the AI will also change the things you really liked. So here's where apps inside Higgsfield come into play. These apps give you full control over the images. So if you want, you can instantly swap the outfit of a person without changing their pose or the background. All you have to do is go to apps and select outfit swap. Here, you need to upload 2 images, your character and the outfit you want to put on them. I'll use the image we generated earlier with the volcano and this outfit. Let's click generate and wait for the result. Now the woman has a completely new outfit, while the entire background and lighting remain the same. The reason I love this feature is that it's really hard to get this level of precision from simple prompts. Besides the quality precision, this will save you a ton of time if you're working with AI influencers or creating UGC content. But that's not the only essential requirement when it comes to characters. One bigger problem comes when you try to get different angles of the same person. Historically, professionals had to write a prompt for each new angle shot they wanted. And the reality was that very often, the character looked a bit different than the initial version, so they had to iterate and regenerate multiple times to get a good looking result. But here's the thing. You don't need to burn credits on that anymore. In fact, you don't even need to write a prompt, and that's because of the shots feature inside Higgsfield. This will generate 9 different professional shots, including close-ups, upward framings, and overhead shots in just 30 seconds. So what once took 9 complex prompts and dozens of iterations is now possible in 1 click. Let me show you how this works so you can see it for yourself. Inside the apps, select the shots feature. Now all you need to do is upload the image you want and click generate. For our example, I'll use the same one I created in the beginning, and here are the results we get back. Every single one of them has a different angle, and the character looks exactly the same. Now, you can select all, upscale them, and download each one, because these will be essential for building a consistent character later on. But before we actually get there, let me show you one more feature that gives you full control over the camera angle. This one alone will massively improve your cinematic scenes. It's called angles, and what's really impressive about it is that it gives you the freedom to choose the exact camera angle you want. And you can do all of this using this simple circle in the right tab. So if I want to get a drone shot, I'll place the camera here, but if I want a lower angle for a different scene, I'll move it here. And this is how the results will look. If you want to do the same, I'll leave a link to Higgsfield in the description below. Now you can do a lot of things with these different camera angles, but the most impressive one is building a character that stays consistent throughout every scene. But before that, you need to know how to make a smooth transition between scenes. The reason this is vital is that if you mess this up, your whole video will look unprofessional. Look at this simple transition I just made with Higgsfield. In my opinion, it looks really good, and the best part is that it only took a couple of seconds to do. So here's how you can also create a smooth cinematic transition between scenes. Go again to apps and select transitions. Now you need to upload 2 different images. One is the start frame and the other for the end frame. And you can choose from over 20 transitions like the flying camera, morphing, and many more. Personally, I love the Raven one. Now select how long you want the transition to be and click generate. And here's the type of result you get. It's very smooth and incredibly useful for changing between scenes. And now, let's finally get to the feature you've been waiting for: character consistency. Dozens of AI models still struggle with this in 2026, but Higgsfield is one of the few platforms that actually solves the problem. This allows you to create short films with multiple scenes while the character stays consistent. All you need to do is click on character on the top and upload anywhere between 20 and 30 reference photos. The reason I recommend this is that the more angles you give, the better the results will be. So for this stage, we're actually going to be using the shots feature we saw earlier. But first, let's go back to image generation to create our character. And now that I have this clean looking photo of my character, I'll put it in the shots feature. Click generate, and now I have 9 different angles. I'll upscale them to get better quality and then download them. Simply keep doing this until you get over 20 reference images. Now let's upload all of these in the character field and wait for the AI to train the model. For the name, I'll go with Kim. And now that we have it, we can put her in any environment, outfit, or situation without losing the look. So let's go over to image creation and actually test it out. That's exactly what I was expecting. She really looks exactly like the character I created. So let's now see a few more to make sure the consistency stays throughout multiple generations. So this is the prompt I'll paste in. It's fantastic how well it changed the entire environment while still keeping the character the same. And here's another example where Kim is a middle school teacher. I think it nailed everything here. The outfit is right, the background is typical for a school, and she looks exactly the same as in the first image. And if this wasn't enough, Higgsfield actually went a step further than 90% of other platforms. They integrated a whole new feature that changed the AI space forever. And now, the few people who actually know about it take full advantage to create high converting ads and TikToks. I'm talking about AI influencers. Besides the character feature you've just seen, this one gives you more control at a faster speed. Honestly, you don't even need to write any prompts, and you don't need to go through the workflow of generating 30 camera angles. For this, click on AI influencer on the top. On the right side, you have a lot of options you can choose from. The first one is the character type. Here, you can choose anything from human or elf to stranger types like crocodile or octopus. I love how the crocodile looks, but because I want to show you the realism, I'll choose human. Next, for the gender, I'll pick male. For ethnicity, I'll select Asian. Now, you can actually choose the exact skin color you want. For the eye color, I think amber would look good on my character, so I'll go with that. What I really like about this feature is that you can fully customize the influencer using a lot of details. For example, I can actually choose the skin condition, adding freckles, birthmarks, or even scars. So I'll go with some freckles and move on to the age. I'll select adult. Now for the body type, I'll pick athletic, and if you click on style, you can also choose the hair and even tattoos. For the render style, I'll go with hyper realistic, as I want it to look like a normal human. Now let's click generate and see what Higgsfield gives us back. Here is the AI influencer we got. It literally respected every single detail we asked for. I can even see the freckles on his face. If I saw this character on social media, I'd really ask myself if it's real or not because of how realistic it feels. So you can easily use this feature to build an entire Instagram account or any other online presence. But if you really want to take that to a professional level, you need the same tools professional cinematographers use. In the real world, high quality cameras with professional lenses and apertures would cost well over $200,000. But inside Higgsfield, you get the same results with just a subscription. The 7th feature on this list is Cinema Studio. This actually lets you pick the exact camera you want, the lenses and other settings that real professionals use. This controls how wide or tight the shot looks, how much background blur you get, and the overall feel of the image. You can build everything custom or just choose a preset. I'm using the premium large format digital preset with a classic anamorphic lens at 35mm and f1.4, which gives a cinematic wide look with strong background blur and natural depth. So let me show you how this looks if I write in this prompt. As you can see, I also included the character we created earlier. Now let's click generate, and here is the result we get back. In my opinion, there's a big difference in quality compared to everything I've seen so far, and all of that is due to the professional camera settings inside Higgsfield. Below the prompt box, you have full control over the generation settings. You can generate up to 4 images at once and choose your aspect ratio from here. So let's go with 16:9 for this example. You can then select the desired resolution from 1K up to 4K for the highest quality. Then the grid option lets you preview multiple generations in different grid layouts without using extra credits. This allows you to compare results creatively before committing to animation. So let's go with a 2x2 grid to show you this example. Now that the images are ready, let's upscale this one. Once that's done, let's try Higgsfield's newest feature called What's Next. This will generate multiple variations of what could happen next in your image. So this is incredibly useful for building an entire story. As you can see, it generated a lot of different story directions for you without asking for any prompt. Now let's move on to the video section to actually animate a short clip with it. Here you have the director panel, which gives you full control over your video. There are dozens of camera movements you can choose from, so I think I'll go with this one. Next, you have the speed ramping setting. You can manually adjust it to impact, speed up, and even slow motion. You can also leave it on auto if you're not sure what to choose. For the duration, I'll select 5 seconds. And one of the most important settings is the genre option. You can literally choose what emotions your video should transmit to the viewers. So you can pick anything from action to horror and suspense. But for my example, I'll go with intimate. Now let's paste in my start frame and end frame and click generate. As you can see, the results look incredible. The shots look cinematic, and the overall production quality is amazing. So if you want to generate high quality AI results faster than was ever possible, these 7 features are the superpowers you need. So click the link in the description to sign up for Higgsfield and start creating. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.